I just saw the Dogman movie at one of its very first screenings in New York. And not only that, I got to meet Dav Pilkey himself and interview Pete Davidson, the voice of Petey the Cat. And guess what? The movie is already crushing it at the box office with one of the biggest January openings ever. So, was this the perfect adaptation, or did DreamWorks bite off more than they could chew? And most importantly, what's next for Dogman? Let's talk about it. Going into this, I had high expectations. DreamWorks already proved that they could handle the world of Pilkey with Captain Underpants, but Dogman is a different beast, literally. It needed to balance wacky comedy, heartfelt storytelling, and wild action, all while keeping that signature Dav Pilkey energy intact. And honestly, I think they nailed it. This movie isn't just funny, it's relentlessly entertaining. It moves at a crazy fast pace, but somehow never feels overstimulating. It's colorful, it's chaotic, and it's got that perfect mix of charming humor and genuine heart that made the books so special. So, how well does the Dogman movie adapt the books? Pretty faithfully, actually. The core plot follows Dogman's origins, Petey's cloning experiment, and little Petey's introduction, and it all unfolds in a way that feels like a natural evolution of the books. One thing the movie does exceptionally well is balancing the humor with genuine emotional weight. In other words, emotions through humor. Little Petey is the heart of the film, and watching his dynamic with both Dogman and Petey is just as endearing and hilarious as it was in the books. On top of that, I enjoyed seeing other characters such as Flippy and Grandpa come in to spice things up. Some critics have pointed out that the film feels overstuffed or too hyperactive, but honestly, that's kind of the point. Dogman has always thrived on controlled chaos, and this movie embraces that in the best way possible. Instead of toning things down, this movie fully commits to its wild, unpredictable energy, just like the books intended. From rapid-fire jokes,
Ooh, a free kitty! How much does he cost?
Free?
action-packed sequences, every moment feels like it was designed to keep both new and longtime fans engaged, making it a really immersive Pilkey experience. What really stands out is how well the movie develops its themes of friendship and redemption. Beyond the humor and action, the story really explores deeper relationships, particularly the bond between Petey and little Petey. Their evolving dynamic adds an emotional core that gives the film way more depth than just a series of jokes and antics. The filmmakers do a fantastic job of showing how Petey, despite his cynical nature, gradually opens up to little Petey's relentless optimism. This isn't just a slapstick comedy film, it's a heartfelt story about growth, change, and the power of kindness. So, whether it's Dogman's unwavering loyalty, Petey's reluctant transformation, or even little Petey's hopeful spirit, the film carries strong messages that resonate with both kids and adults. Visually, Dogman is stunning. DreamWorks really leaned into the handmade sketchbook aesthetic of the comics, and the result is something that feels fresh, expressive, and full of life. The animation is jittery but polished, giving it that hand-drawn energy while still feeling like a big screen experience. This is the kind of movie where you could pause any frame and it would look like a panel straight out of the Dogman books. Even better. The colors are absolutely beautiful, with bold, vibrant hues that pop off the screen and capture the energetic comic book feel. The exaggerated expressions, quick cuts, and dynamic transitions keep the visuals engaging from start to finish. So whether it's Dogman flying across the city or the exaggerated action shots, the film truly embraces this chaotic energy without feeling overwhelming. It's a testament to how animation can be both playful and artistically bold, staying true to the original material while still elevating it for the big screen. But now let's talk about the cast, because while the animation is beautiful, the voice performances truly breathe the life into these characters. First of all, Pete Davidson absolutely nailed his role as Petey. I actually had the chance to interview him the day the movie released, and let me tell you, he's not just funny, he's genuinely humble and super appreciative of all the love from fans. He told me how excited he was to bring Petey to life, and it really shows. He perfectly captured Petey's sarcastic and reluctant but soft-hearted nature, making him feel dynamic and layered instead of just a typical movie villain. Lil Ray Howery as Chief was another standout, giving a great balance of exasperation and warmth. You can really feel his frustration with Dogman's antics, but there's also an underlying element of affection that makes his relationship with Dogman a lot more meaningful. Ricky Gervais as Flippy was also a great surprise. He brings just the right amount of snark and personality to the mix, and he really makes Flippy's role as the main villain really expressive. One of the most interesting additions though was Isla Fisher as Sarah Hadoff. She had a much bigger role than I expected, and it really worked. Her voice brought a lot of energy and charm to the character, making Sarah feel like a real driving force in the movie. It was fun to see her take on more of an active role in the film compared to her smaller presence in the books. And of course, we have to talk about Big Jim. His appearances may have been few and far between, but I loved each and every one. Whether it was him accidentally helping Petey escape from cat jail or delivering hilarious lines from his cell, Big Jim kinda stole the show every time he appeared. Just like in many of the Dogman books, his small role made a huge impact, proving once again why fans love him. But I can't move on without mentioning Little Petey. His voice was more or less what I expected, but it really captured his endless optimism and charm. And of course, the director, Peter Hastings, did an excellent job of barking and woofing his way through the role of Dogman. And to be honest, I'm really glad they didn't make him talk. Overall, the voice acting really improved this movie, and the casting exceeded my expectations. All in all, Dogman is exactly what it needed to be. A fun, energetic, and heartfelt adaptation of Dav Pilkey's beloved books. It stays true to the spirit of the series while adding enough cinematic flair to make it feel special. The animation's gorgeous, the humor lands, and the characters feel authentic. And just like the books, Petey's redemption from a villain to overall good guy is by far the best part of the film. While some may find the movie a bit too chaotic, I think that's part of its charm, because it captures the essence of Dogman perfectly. With its strong box office performance, it's clear that fans are loving it, and I wouldn't be surprised if DreamWorks is already considering a sequel. But whether or not Dogman 2 happens, this movie proves that Dogman was destined for the big screen. So what did you think of the Dogman movie? Tell me in the comments below. And if you want to hear straight from the legend himself, make sure to check out my interview with the author of Dogman, Dav Pilkey. It was an awesome conversation. Or you can watch my interview with Pete Davidson, because he had a lot to say about playing Petey the cat. Thanks for watching, and remember, Big Jim for the win.